On the weekend, BBC Radio WM Sacrifice at, just coming up to 1:15 precisely. This is Kath Stancheshin. And over the last few weeks, we have been all over the shop, on the radio, all over the Commonwealth, all over the globe for our Around the Commonwealth in 80 Days feature ahead, of course, of the Games. In case you didn't know, did you know the Commonwealth Games is coming to Birmingham in the Black Country in the wider West Midlands at the end of the month? Well, it is. And we thought, ahead of them all coming here from all over the world, we would go out to different places and find out a bit about their sort of countries, the geography, the history, a little bit more about somebody there. And we've had some fascinating people. They're nothing to do with the Commonwealth Games, a lot of them. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Some conservationists. We've had people who work in journalism. We've just had people who know someone who's here and they've lived there all their life, just painting a picture of their country. Jersey, New Zealand, Scotland, obviously, the Falkland Islands, Bangladesh, Uganda, Nigeria, Kenya, Pakistan, Gibraltar, Belize. I can't even read them all out. I haven't even got time to read them all out, the ones we've done so far. Today, I'm taking you back to Africa, to Tanzania. We're waiting for you in Dar es Salaam is Penina Nguma. I think I've said that right. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Now, I know there's a bit of a delay on this line, which is fairly understandable because we're all the way live to Tanzania. Sometimes we get a delay when we're going to Dudley, let alone that. So we'll bear with each other here because there might be a bit of a gap. But tell us, Penina, where you are, what you can see at the moment.
Oh, I'm so excited. Let me try and calm down. Hi. So I'm in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, and basically today's just been a bit rainy in the morning, but it's good weather all around, a bit cooler, and I'm just excited that you guys have decided to have me.
Oh, we're very, very excited that you've decided to talk to us live all the way from Dar es Salaam. Tell us about Dar es Salaam, because I think that's the capital, isn't it? But I might be wrong.
So the actual official capital is Dodoma. So Dar es Salaam is actually the unofficial capital. So everyone is basically here. It's the busiest city in terms of business, in terms of all the government offices as well at the moment. But most of them have been moving to Dodoma. But it is the busiest. So Dar es Salaam is beautiful. You can literally get anything here. It's very busy. It is beautiful. It has beautiful beaches. It has a lot of places that you can go in terms of hotels, leisure, anything. Yes. So most people come to Dar es Salaam because they know they can get everything here.
Oh, amazing. And I know it's, as you said, you mentioned beaches. It is a sea city. It's right on the coast. And I remember reading Roald Dahl, he's a really famous children's author, his experiences when he was, I think it's in the 30s and before the war and during the war in that sort of area, and saying how beautiful it was. What about Tanzania as a country, as a wider country? Just try and give us, I know it's difficult, but a sort of potted little description of it.
Okay, so Tanzania to me is, to be honest, I always feel most at home, most welcome by everybody here. So I haven't always lived in Tanzania throughout my entire life. In fact, most of my life I've lived abroad. But coming back and just being able to come back and feel like I am at home is just the most amazing feeling. And this is contributed by the people. The people are very friendly. Everything is a lot more easygoing. So I've lived in the UK. Everything is fast-paced. But in Tanzania, people are more relaxed. You can enjoy life. I think it's a lot cheaper, so you can basically enjoy life. For instance, going to the beaches and everything is absolutely free, so it costs you less. So everyone is able to enjoy the different facilities and different beaches that the country can offer. My parents are originally from Kilimanjaro. That's where Mount Kilimanjaro is. So we're from Moshi. And I actually, for years, I hadn't gone. I went back last year in December, and it was just beautiful. And every city in Tanzania is so different. You can never go to one city and feel like, oh, this is still Tanzania, it's still the same. No, everyone is different there. They're all friendly, but it's just a different environment. different surrounding. It's wonderful. So anyone who thinks about coming to visit Tanzania, trust me, every city you go to, you're just going to have an experience that you will not forget.
Oh, you are really selling it. And Kilimanjaro, Mount Kilimanjaro is probably the main thing I know about Tanzania. That I did know it was in Tanzania. I know it sort of stretches over, doesn't it? I think it's near to the border. Am I right? I think I'm right. But I suppose if you came from near there, what was it like growing up near to Mount Kilimanjaro?
It's amazing. Would you believe it that outside our window, like there's a certain distance you just have to walk, but we can literally see the peak. We can actually see the mountain from where we live. And it's beautiful. So it's always cool there most of the time. And even during the times where it gets a bit warm, it's during the day, but at night it's very cool. People there are very relaxed. You have different things to do. I never got bored. I stayed there for about 10 days. But I never got bored. We visited different waterfalls, so we did a bit of hiking as well, and just different places. And everyone is just so friendly. We honestly enjoyed it, to be honest. Now anyone that thinks about coming to Tanzania,
that's something you've got in common with here in the West Midlands. I think, Penina, that's something you've got, the friendliness. Have you ever been here to Birmingham or the Black Country or the West Midlands?
Yes, so I actually lived in the UK for 6 years.
Okay, so did you live anywhere here, or whereabouts were you, and had you visited Birmingham?
So I was in Dudley for a year, and then I was in Birmingham for 5 years. I actually lived in Hall Green and Acox Green, and even in the city centre, and then later moved on to Solihull.
Oh, you're an expert then. You've lived all over the West Midlands. Do you think do you think that's something we've got in common, the friendly people?
Definitely, because that's the one thing that allowed me to adjust so easily in the UK. I could always, anybody you see on the street, you can ask them anything, and they're just so lovely. I never understood it. They're just the most friendly bunch I've ever seen, to be honest. So that's definitely something we've got in common.
I love that. And is sport a big thing? And are people excited about the Commonwealth Games or not? Have you heard much about it?
To be honest, most of the hype was when the Queen's baton relay. So when the baton came to Tanzania, so there was hype about that, which was good because before you wouldn't hear much. So that allowed people to get to find out why is there a Queen's baton, and they started talking about the Commonwealth Games. It's not as famous as I would like it to be, but I think it's slowly becoming more known. And so people are getting to understand it a bit more.
Oh, we'd love to have you back, Penina. We'd love to have you back for the Games. I'm not sure you can cross over or not. Come over.
I wish I could. I really wish I could.
It's been so great to speak to you, and we really appreciate you talking to us live from Tanzania. Are you busy the rest of the day?
Sort of, yeah. I run a business here, so I'm quite busy with that. But yes.
Well, have a great rest of your Monday, whatever you're doing. Thank you for talking to us. Take care.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
There you go. Penina Nguma, who is in Tanzania. Sorry, there was a bit of a delay there. But, she's all the way in Tanzania. She was in Dudley and Birmingham for quite a long time. Fantastic to speak to her. I tell you what, where Penina lived, she could pull back the curtains and see the tip of Mount Kilimanjaro, which is amazing. But I tell you what, some people we've been talking about today can pull back their curtains and see the grasslands of Bartley Green.
On BBC iPlayer.
The sound of that guitar was the creation